the studio with five members of the Longhorn Theater Company. That's right, the Payson High School Drama Department, talking about, among other things, their upcoming performance at Longhorn Theater Company producing Mark Twain's hilarious comedy, Is He Dead? Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guests. I have in the studio Matthew Zalowski, Christian Teague, Zach Brooks, Dexter Tiffany, and Kylie Chapin. Good morning, you guys, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's good to have you in the studio. So now, if you guys wouldn't mind just taking a second and tell me, Matthew, who are you? Are you performing? Are you tech? What is your deal?
I actually performed the main role of the show, Jean-Francois Millet, the painter, or infamous painter, or you may not know him, but yeah.
You will.
I've never heard of him before, and then the show came along, I'm like, that's very interesting.
Jonathan Soimier.
Yeah, Jean-Francois Millet. He was a French painter in the mid-1800s, yes.
Sweet, and how about you, Christian?
I am actually one of Jean-Francois Millet's closest friends, Agamemnon Buckner, or as I'm called in the show, Chicago. Basically, I'm the brains behind the actions, behind the whole plan to get all the money that we need and all that good stuff.
Oh, so you guys are scammers. See, I don't really know the story, and I'm excited to learn about it. But first, I want to keep on moving here. Zach, how about you, dear?
I am Phelim O'Shaughnessy, the pupil of Millet. I'm the one that actually kind of learns from what everybody's doing and kind of mostly just tag along, really.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And how about you, Dexter?
I'm Hans von Bismarck, or Dutchy, and I'm also one of Millet's friends, and basically I'm the one who eats.
That's something. You're going to have to go to the play to find out what it is you eat. Or you just eat in general.
I eat cheese.
Fromage, as they say. Also joining us, Kylie Chapin. Good morning, Kylie.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, so you are one of the behind-the-scenes gals.
Yeah, I'm actually the shop foreman, so I helped plan and build the set.
How very exciting is that?
Definitely, so exciting, especially since we got to take Tom's inspirations and adapt them into our show, which is really awesome.
Well, and I don't want to touch on, this too much, but it's true, there was a great loss. So, I mean, we've talked about it quite a bit here, the loss of Thomas Walling, a wonderful contribution, not only to the entire community, but, I mean, he was just one of the pillars of the Payson Drama Department, and really the auditorium itself, and he was directing this play.
Yeah, he was, and Tom always had these really awesome, elegant ideas for sets, and we really just hit that hard, I think, with the set, and it's pretty beautiful, I think. I hope, he'd be proud of it. I think he would, and yeah, he was pretty much the epitome of our theater. So,
right?
Yeah, we miss him, but, we're making his memory live on. So.
Right on, good. I'm sure he's, watching over you guys, too.
Definitely,
in his own way, too, for sure. I'm sure you can feel him there. He's put so much energy into that place, He is a part of the theater. So this play itself, I mean, it's a new comedy by Mark Twain as adapted by David Ives, which I think is hilarious, a new anything for Mark Twain, But maybe when you guys want to take a second and explain this.
Well, the reason it's new is because when it was first written back in the 18th century, Jean-Francois Millet and Mark Twain were actually both alive at the same time. And this is actually a fictional adaptation on Millet's life.
Uh-huh.
But what happened is, when he went to produce it, it was going to go up in London and on Broadway in New York at the same time, right? But it fell through, so he figured, well, I guess that means I'm not a good playwright. So it just went into a filing cabinet and wasn't seen until about 2007, where I think her name is Kelly Fisher Fishkin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She found it, and it was adapted by David Ives for the theater.
And it's also kind of interesting, too, because it's almost a little bit of a mirror of his own life, because he was kind of struggling with bankruptcy and stuff at the time.
Yeah.
So he kind of wrote this a bit for himself as well.
That's really cool. Mark Twain he was a genius, brilliant in his own time, and I love his work. I'm really excited. Did you guys have fun? I mean, was it fun? Has it been fun so far doing this? Has the play gone pretty smooth?
Oh, it's been very fun.
Yeah, because I know each performance kind of has its own energy, and some of them are easier than others, and so I think with Thomas being gone, obviously you kind of had to pick up and keep on going. However, I also know that building a set there, Kylie, is no small task.
Definitely not. There is a lot of aspects to think about. Measuring, especially is a strong suit that we're not very good at, but we pulled through. So it's just really all in like thinking ahead to details, about how to build a set, how to make it work for the theater. And it's quite different than any house that you do, because you have to think about lighting, placement of things, placement of furniture, and like how the audience sees it, because they see it from one perspective.
Yeah.
When houses can be 3D, three-dimensional, and just kind of difficult. So, but.
It's definitely a different formula for this stage. There are a lot of moving parts, because I've seen different performances where every time the lights go out, you can see just every little shadow people making things change.
Yeah, the cool thing about this show is that the set changes during intermission, so it's kind of like magic when the curtain goes up and it's a whole new set, really.
Cool.
I mean, it's really awesome. It comes from this kind of small, dingy-looking apartment for an art studio person who's not successful, to like an elegant, beautiful mansion almost.
Wow.
And I think we really got that. And we had the reason we got the setup really was all the help from all the parent volunteers that came in. I know we had I think up to 5. I can name a few. Brad Tiffany was one of them. We had a couple other parents. I'm forgetting names right now. I'm sure they'll come to me, but I just wanted to say thank you. The whole drama department actually wants to say thank you to all the parents who came and helped, and all the kids who came and helped during fall break to get this set up. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you to everybody out there. It definitely takes a village to raise a play.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. And
No
so,
kidding.
I want to, before we move on, because I wanted to talk about some of the upcoming events that you guys have. I know it's interesting to watch you guys. I mean, you go through just the process of memorizing all of your lines. You've got the blocking, really just learning as as you go how this play is going to look. There's so much that goes into it, the costume, the makeups, the sets, and everything. But you guys are doing all of this while not only also continuing on with your educations as high school students, but then you've got another series of projects that are either upcoming or also happening at the same exact time.
Correct. And that sort of thing is actually happening right now. Next week we'll be tearing down the set for Izzy Dead after the show, of course. And then immediately we're going to be putting up a set for our haunted house, which happens annually, and it's going to be next weekend. So that's going to be fun.
That's really exciting. Listen, we'll circle back to this play, but I want to talk about this haunted house. It's over at are you guys doing it at the Historic Oxbow Inn?
No, we're actually doing it in both the auditorium and the black box this year.
Right on. Just the auditorium itself is huge. That's a big space right there. And I don't want to, spoiler anything. I don't want you to give away anything, that you shouldn't give away, but can you tell us about this haunted house?
Well, let's just say it might have to do with the living dead.
Oh my goodness. So let's say even go a little further age range for this haunted house. Is this something we bring the babies to, or is this, this probably isn't like the Trunk or Treat House of Fun?
Yeah, this isn't really anything for small children. I would say bring kids at your own risk. Probably not babies, just because it might get a little loud.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we
That's
like to. I mean, our main demographic that we're aiming towards is kind of high schoolers, because we want to show the other kids at high school, that we are scary. We can do it. We can scare you.
That's cool. And when is the haunted house open?
That would be the 28th and 29th of this month, October. On Friday, it'll be 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then on Saturday, it'll be 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. or a.m. Time is weird.
12 a.m. That's right. It wraps around into the next day right there. Cool. You guys, so are you all in the haunted house?
Oh, yes.
I'm a director, actually, of the haunted house.
Sweet. Are you just are you going all Rob Zombie on this or what?
Yeah. I mean, I have a co-director too, Crystal Cubby, and we're working together to help all of the room captains kind of design and create a really good, storyline for this one.
Do you touch people? Let me ask you that.
I think that's illegal.
Good. It should be.
And even if it isn't, still, don't want any lawsuits or anything, so.
Yeah, it'd be bad if a actor got a busted nose.
I'm serious. See, that's where I think you would draw the line. Is maybe because some people they're just barely holding it together because they're more afraid than they know, and then just as long as you're not touching people, good. But I want to say I heard about a place where they were like they grabbed him. It's just like don't do that. Please don't do that to me. Yeah.
I think they have to sign a waiver for that.
You have to be like, look, we might touch you, okay? Not with a chainsaw. And if so, it's not a real one. Something like that. But anyways, gonna move on here. Cool. So the haunted house on the 28th and the 29th, definitely gearing up for Halloween. But until then, let's go back to this play. Longhorn Theater Company's Is He Dead? Absolutely wonderful show. Mark Twain's story adapted by David Ives. It's a 2-act version that is good for the whole family.
Yeah, it is. Especially if your family likes comedies and Mark Twain, then this is the perfect show for you.
We do, and you guys have 3 nights, 3 different performances. Thursday and Saturday, that's the 20th and the 22nd, you guys are performing at 7 p.m. And then again Friday at 4 p.m. So basically this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Correct.
That's exciting. It's just like a Friday matinee over there at the high school auditorium. And after the show, if you want to give me a call, these guys have been so gracious to give us some complimentary passes to the performance. If you'd like to go, let me know, and we will get you in the door. Until then, you guys will have tickets at the door. And of course, thespian card holders always get a discount. Now, I'd like to move forward here, and you guys are presenting a little excerpt from the play. Are you ready? Do you need to prepare yourselves? Any mouth excerpt?
I think we should. I think we'll be good.
You want to roll
So
right
right
into
into
it?
it.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about this excerpt? I mean, set the stage, so to speak.
All right. So in this part, we have just seen one of Mie's latest paintings, The Angelus, and we're getting ready. We are mentally and physically getting ready to start up the first picture auction of the show, and it's right when O'Shaughnessy enters, and we're just basically talking about Mie and his works and what he's good at.
Yeah, and I've just come in from being Mr. Publicity, out dealing with the crowds.
And I get to make a pun. They're splendid good pictures, but you can't sell them. No more than brickbats.
Mie, I'll bet you 100 francs you're a celebrated man inside of a year.
Or I can't take your money.
Dutchy?
I don't want to bet against Dot. I want it to happen.
That's the way to make it happen.
Chicago, you're right. Always, when I bet against something, she win. Every time. Only I don't got 100 francs.
I've only got 10 cents, Tom, myself.
The newspapers say even the Bank of England is down to 34 million pound.
Well then, we're as good as the Bank of England. I'll bet you 34 million pounds.
Now that's what I call a wager. Shake.
Oh, hey look, and here comes Phelim O'Shaughnessy to help us peddle some canvas. Well, begosh begad if it ain't Phelim O'Shaughnessy.
'Tis I indeed, and top of the day to you lads. Chicago, I passed out all them flyers all over Paris. We'll have a couple thousand folks stampeding in here any moment, and every one of them with coin in their trousers.
Excellent, now fasten on to them, boys. I don't want any of them getting out of here without buying a picture.
And if they're not buying, I'll tell them to get lost.
That's the spirit. Hans von Bismarck,
Jawohl, mein Kapitän.
you control the crowds. Phelim O'Shaughnessy,
Right here, sir.
you beguile the ladies.
It's me trade.
By the end of this, boys, we'll be flush and out of trouble.
And scene. You guys, that's awesome. Wonderful. Longhorn Theater Company producing Mark Twain's hilarious comedy, Is He Dead? This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday and Saturday, 7 p.m. Friday, 4 p.m. in the Payson High School Auditorium. You guys, thank you so much for your time and energy. Thank you for everything you're doing to keep the Payson High School Drama Department alive and thriving.